Today we are listening to Blue Bannisters. I cannot believe that we only have 2 albums left. Well, technically we have 2 Lana albums left. Blue Bannisters is one that I have not heard anything about. It's another one where I don't think I know a single song. Out of Chemtrails and Blue Bannisters, I saw more discourse in the comment sections about Chemtrails and people loving that more. So I'm really interested in seeing what my reaction is going to be to Blue Bannisters. I also had someone call me out asking, hey, on your Chemtrails video, you never updated us on what grew for you or maybe plateaued or fell off of your thoughts on Norman fucking Rockwell. And my answer to that is I didn't talk about it because every song on Norman fucking Rockwell is incredible and every song is at the top of my list. Nothing plateaued or fell off. Every song is perfect on Norman fucking Rockwell, okay? And it stayed that way for me. As for Chemtrails, I will admit that when I love an album a lot, I get stuck in it for a long time. I'm still in my Norman fucking Rockwell era. Chemtrails, there are a few of those songs that have snuck up on me, specifically the title track and Dark But Just a Game. And there was another one, I think actually, that snuck up on me from Chemtrails. Wild at Heart actually grew on me, and Dance Till We Die. But I already loved that one from the start. So that's where I'm at with Chemtrails. And now we're going to be moving on to Blue Bannisters. I don't know. I don't know what to think. I honestly, a lot of people said that Bartender was kind of the vibe of Chemtrails. And so they were like, if you like the song Bartender, you'll probably like Chemtrails. I don't remember ever seeing anyone talking about Blue Bannisters. Like, what is the vibe of Blue Bannisters? Do people know that this album exists? Because I hear nothing about it. This is probably the most blind that I am going into an Lana album of all the reactions I've done, so we'll see what happens. I also, sometimes I remember to do it and sometimes I don't, but I should really claim a song off of this album. Let's see. We got a long track list. We got some long Oh, that's an interlude. I was just looking at the length of the songs to see how long we're talking, and we're talking pretty long. Although 4 to 4.5 minutes is pretty typical for the average Lana song. But the 1 minute 15 jumped out at me, but that is an interlude. Okay. I think that Cherry Blossom stuck out to me first. It jumped out at me first, so I'll go ahead and stick with that as my claimed song. This track list is looking very poetic, and it's looking very much nature. It's looking nature. Is that grammar? Well, if you would like to listen to the full album with me, my uncut reactions are available below on my Patreon. Coming up for Lana stands in the next couple months, especially as we wrap up Blue Bannisters and Ocean Blvd. I'm going to be reacting to her unreleased music exclusively on Patreon as a little bonus treat over there, but also because there's a lot of copyright issues with those on YouTube. So if that's something you're interested in, that's probably going to get kickstarted more in February if you want to wait until then. But if you'd rather just get into the video edited here on YouTube, then let's get started. First track is Textbook.
I guess you could call it textbook. I was looking for the father I wanted back.
Okay. First of all, can I relate a little bit? There's a theory specifically weirdly with like men who want to date like women who remind them of their mom, and girls want to date guys that remind them of their dad. It's a thing, especially when you throw in mommy and daddy issues. It's a thing. Oh wow. I'm surprised. You know what? We've been through a lot with Lana so far. We've been through a lot of journeys, a lot of albums. I still don't know much about her backstory. I know some things here and there. I know some major things. As far as just parents, her family, her childhood, I don't know too much. This is an interesting way to start this one. Also, production-wise, I have never heard anything like this from her, and I really like it. It's very moody. Okay.
And I thought I found it in Brentwood.
Oh, this is my vibe, you guys.
It seemed only appropriate you'd easily have my back.
Oh, it's sultry. It's sultry.
And then there was the issue of her. I didn't even like myself or love the life I
Is she her? Where is this going? Oh. Ooh, I like that lyric. Okay, there was a lot packed into that. Okay, she's fallen for a guy that reminds her of her dad. And then there was the issue of her. At first, I thought she was gonna like go on about some girl that this guy was also interested in at the time. But it seems like, based on what she follows that lyric up with, which is, I didn't even like myself or love the life I had. It makes me think that the her that she's talking about is herself. Like she was the problem at the time that they met, while he was there with shining stars, standing blue with open arms. Like he was ready and he was kind of his best self already, and she hadn't reached that yet. You touched the detriment most of the friends I knew already had. So he's been there. He understands. He's not had everything handed to him in life, is kind of what I'm taking from that. He's kind of been in the trenches. He's been through it. You've got a Thunderbird. My daddy had one too, coming back to like the link between him and her dad. Although with her talk of daddies in the past, I can never be sure what kind of daddy she's talking about. I think she means her literal father in this one. Let's rewrite history. I'll do this dance with you. I love that because the history is her and her father, and clearly there were things that kind of went wrong in that relationship that she wished could have gone differently, but she's rewriting history and experiencing things the way that she wants to experience them with this man who is allowing that to happen. But also rewrite history could go on to link into what she's about to sing about, which is the Black Lives Matter protests. He's protesting with her. They're all very passionate about this and trying to rewrite that history as well as they can. I saw you saw who I am is a really special lyric. That might be one of my favorites I've ever gotten from her. Like just saying you saw who I am, there's kind of like a hopefulness, an assumption to that. But I saw that you saw who I am is really special. Like seeing that with your own eyes, that change in how he looks at you is really special, and also just as a listener to the song can really be left up to the imagination, which makes it even more magic. God, I wish I was with my father. He could see us in all our splendor. All the things I couldn't want for him, I screamed for them. She learned, it seems, from an early age that she couldn't change who her father was and change how he viewed things and how he lived his life, but with this protest that she's in, that she's singing about in this chorus, I believe we're in the chorus right now, she thinks that they have a chance at real change here.
Could we do this dance again?
The offbeat
Do you think if I go
production.
back, we could get our old love back?
No. The offbeat production, so sorry that I'm pausing so quickly again. The offbeat production I really like in this slow, sultry verse. I don't know how much I love it in the more powerful chorus. It's a little bit more off-putting to me then, but I think I might just have to get used to it.
I never felt jealous before this year, but I'm jealous now.
Wow. That's a big statement.
Let's rewrite his story. I'll do this dance with you. You know I'm not that good.
The verses and the chorus feel a bit disjointed to me. They feel like two completely different songs.
We're different.
It's whiplash.
Let me free.
That is interesting. Is she still talking about her and this love that she has with this man when she says this? Maybe just the way we're different could set me free. Because when I originally heard that lyric, I was like, okay, so like usually she goes for guys that she can connect with, that she feels common ground with, that she feels similar to. And maybe now she's doing the opposites attract route and finding that that's actually what works best for her. But then in the second verse, she was talking about how people say they're too similar. So that juxtaposition is a little bit confusing to me.
All the things I couldn't want for him, I screamed for them.
I love those strong backing vocals. It's like a male choir.
Old Man River keeps rolling. Without him on my
I like that connection. Obviously, a father figure is often called, oh, that's my old man. Old Man River, and talking about her dad and using those two things to represent what she's singing about and talking about how they can coexist but also go on without each other is interesting. I don't know, I think like the way that she's talking about this love interest who's filling in some gaps that maybe her father didn't fill, and this river, which is representing, I think, humanity and us all coming together, especially in the shit show that was 2020 and 2021. I think it's a really cool way to represent like home, friends, and love and the world and put all of those stories into one song. I think it meshes really well together. Production wise, I didn't love like how the verses and the chorus were flowing together. It really felt like two different songs to me, and I kind of wish that the verses were a different song that went with a different chorus, and that this chorus was a different song that went with different verses. I don't know, but then like lyrically, I really love the story that's being told here. So next up is Blue Bannisters. I think Chemtrails was the second track in that album as well, which is, I don't know, just something I noticed, not really important whatsoever. Okay.
There's a picture
Ooh.
on the wall of me on a John Deere. Jenny handed me a beer, said, how the hell did you get there?
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, because her saying there was a picture on the wall of me on a John Deere, it just takes me immediately in my mind to a picture of my sister on a John Deere. It's my favorite picture in the whole world. It's the funniest thing I've ever seen. But like I got distracted because that initial lyric really took me back to a personal picture. Oklahoma.
She asked me where they're from. I said a place I don't remember. Oklahoma.
A place I don't remember is kind of special. The spontaneity of those flowers.
She said most men don't want a woman with a legacy, it's her vein. She said you can't be amused, be happy too. You can't blacken the pages with Russian poetry and be that scared me.
Well, yeah, because I met a man. I'm not ready to find out why you're scared, because I'm already scared. I don't need an explanation. That is scary. That's a scary thing to be told. Most men don't want a woman with a legacy. We've seen this. There's been some recent news about, some people who have a hard trouble accepting that their woman has a legacy. For some men, that can be emasculating to have the woman be the legacy between the two of them. But then also, so it's like, so if you're the successful one, they're not going to want you. But then also, if you're a muse, you can't be happy that way either. But also, if you are just an artist, if you're just a poet, oh yeah, there's no happiness in that either. It's like, which Lana is, I feel like she's been all three of those things. She is all three of those things. And so that is a scary thing to be told. Like, oh, everything that I am and what I represent is just going to lead to depression. Thanks, Jenny. Thanks, girly, for letting me know. That's sad. Because met a man.
Said he'd come back every May just to help me if I paint my banisters blue. Said he'd fix my weather vane, give me children, take away my pain and paint my banisters blue.
Well, that sounds nice.
All my women try and heal, they're doing a good job convincing me that it's not real.
Oh, the girlies will say anything to make you feel better.
In my past, there's a man that's still right here. He's real enough to touch, and in my darkest nights, he's shining.
Who is this man? No, you're gonna move on now? Who is this man? The man that's promising her the whole world and is right there in the back of her mind? Is this a real man? Is this a metaphor? We're getting into poet Lana really heavily in this I can feel it in this album and in the last album. So now, if you thought I was an overthinker before, You ain't seen nothing yet. But what do you mean? So he's a man that's promising to do all these things for her. The pretty romantic piece that she's deciding to home in on is make sure that her banisters stay blue, repaint them every year. That's just one of the things that he's promised among all the other pretty little things. And what do you mean he's from your past and also here? He's real enough to touch, and in my darkest nights, he's shining. In her darkest nights, he's shining. Like when she feels low, she considers reaching out to him. It sounds like he's like the perfect guy that is the smart decision, but there's something that stops her from going all in with him. And the only time she thinks of him is when she's in a really dark place. And maybe she's kind of like self-aware to the point where if that's the only time she's really thinking of him, if her at her darkest is when he shines his brightest, maybe it's not the right decision to pursue that, even though it sounds like it could be a nice thing. I don't know. This is an interesting one.
Jenny was smoking by the pool. We were riding with Nikki Lane. I said, I'm scared of the Santa Clarita fires. I wish that it would rain. I said,
Oh, I like this voice that she's using.
the thing that washes away the pain.
Oh, I love that metaphor.
That's okay, 'cause
Now, I love that metaphor where she's using like the rain as a symbolism for happiness when for so long it was a really scary time with the LA fires and droughts and everything that was going on a couple years ago. I haven't kept up with how I hope to God it's rained since then a good couple times, but that's just like really telling of the time capsule of this album, using rain as that type of metaphor.
all my sisters come to paint my banisters green.
Green?
My blue banisters gray.
Wait, gray? Wait. The man is painting her banisters blue. See, blue is symbolically used in a bunch of different ways throughout Lana's discography. Sometimes it's used to represent happiness, and obviously sometimes it's used to represent sadness. If we're thinking about the rain and the weather, the rain is the blue, then that man could represent the hope that she has to be somewhere. However, the girls painting banisters gray and green could represent the gray skies on a rainy day and the green that follows the rain, meaning like the green of the grass and the outcome of the rain that has already come. So I don't know, if you think of it that way, it's like the man does represent the hope for things to get better, but the girls represent physical, real outcome of things having gotten better.
Chickens running bare feet, there's a baby on the
Yeah,
way.
because see, now she's thinking about like the good things that have already come. And it's like the strength from her girls are what brought that and changed that transition for this end of the song.
Green and gray.
I like it. I like this a lot. This piano in the back is interesting. It's an interesting tempo that I feel like I haven't heard a lot. I love that. And then sleeping through spring, because spring is the transition season and it's the hopeful season where you're like that in-between season where it's not quite this or that. And she's very much a summer girly. Oh my God, she's the most summer girly I've ever met when it comes to music. It's her sisters, it's her girlies that come and bring summer to her and bring her back to herself every year. That's a really, really special song. Wow, that was a lot to take in on a first listen. I feel like I was so absorbed in like the meaning of the song for this one that I don't have much to say about the song itself and how it made me feel and the production and everything. It's something that I'm gonna have to listen to a couple more times to get a feel of that side of it. Is the whole album gonna make me think this hard though? Because Lana is really putting me to work with my English major in these last albums. All right, next up is Arcadia. Ooh.
My body is a map.
I loved that piano intro.
I stand straight like an angel. My chest, the Sierra Madre. My hips, every high and byway. But you run your hands over me like a Land Rover.
A Land Rover. In Arcadia, she's about to say. Interesting. I need a I need a specific Arcadia definition, actually. Her talking about herself, mapping out her body as like literally LA is so Lana. And I feel like only Lana is allowed to do that, which is interesting because it's not even, you would think that she was like born and raised in LA. She's such a West Coast girl, despite the fact that she grew up on the East Coast. A place of rustic innocence and simple quiet pleasure. Girl, what part of LA are you going to? Love that for you. For you, that's not the story of LA I get to hear very much. She's the one who brings it though. She brings the peace and the calm. She's definitely one of those people who, like, despite how chaotic an environment is, it's like its atmosphere is whatever is mirroring and controlled by whatever Lana wants it to be. She's just that powerful of a person. I truly believe that.
In Arcadia, all roads that lead to you as intended.
Ooh, this voice again.
As arteries that pump the blood that flows straight to the heart of me, America. I'm a lost little girl, finding my way to you.
Oh, this production is beautiful.
Arcadia.
And her vocals. Do you know what her vocals actually remind me of? I don't know how every album we hit a certain spot in her vocals that I've never heard before, and that's what's happening here. And she used this voice as well on the Blue Bannisters song, and it reminds me of who sings the song, I Hope You Dance. It's a huge song, and people are going to scream at me for not knowing who sings that song. But that voice and that song feels like the vibe of what she's doing here. Ooh, the strings are stringing back there.
I hate you. I'm not from the land of the palm, so I know I can't stay here. I'm not native. My lips like the phylix, the baby. Think that you know yourself. You can come over straight to the heart of me, America.
I love the flow of this song. It's so beautiful.
Need a miracle.
What was the lyric that stood out to me? If you think that you know yourself, you can come over. She really genuinely seems to just care about people being themselves. And it's really sad how rare it apparently is, to the point where she's like, if you think you know yourself, if you think you know how to just be yourself, and you know who you are and what you stand for, that's all it takes for an invite to my place.
On the hill, I'm a lost little girl, finding my
I love that melody.
They built me up 300 feet tall just to tear me down. So I'm leaving with nothing but laughter in this town.
That's the story of Hollywood.
Western Bell plus the hate that they gave. By the way, thanks for that. On the way, I'll pray for you.
Wow, she really went for it. And she really went for it in that little outro there. Now, I've seen people mention that apparently there was some, she wasn't loved by the world for some reason. I don't know. I don't know any like personal details about Lana Del Rey. I don't know anything. I've not read any like news headlines about her. I don't know anything other than what I've heard from her music. But I have seen that she was apparently getting a rough time from critics, fans, the country, the public. I don't know. Around the time of these albums coming out this year in 2021. It's so interesting to me that she started the song off singing about Arcadia as Los Angeles and thinking that it was beautiful. It was her Arcadia, but then when everyone turned on her, it became too much for her, and she was leaving this place and going to find a new Arcadia somewhere else because this one turned on her. And despite the hate she received, it's so funny that she said, by the way, thanks for that. On the way, I'll pray for you, but you'll need a miracle, America. She said, I will pray for you. There's something about I'll pray for you that can come off as almost like condescending. The mood of this song is giving me not condescending, but more just over it. Although, and then she goes on to say, you're going to need a miracle. Not just the people who have that much hate in their hearts and kind of that hate represented all of America. But also what America was going through is also going to need a miracle because of the path that everyone was going down. This one's got layers. I really like a lot of these first 3 songs are very much achieving this personal element, but also speaking on a global mood as well. And I really like the balance that she is finding with those 2 things so far. Now we have an interlude. It's very, very early in an album to get an interlude, and usually an interlude is used to break up different sections of an album or different stories that are being told within an album, that type of thing, or a mood shift. So I'm interested to see what the interlude is and what it's bringing us to for the rest of the album, because like I said, these first 3 songs very much had a similar vibe to them. So who knows where this interlude is about to take us. The trio. Is it spoken? Is it a song? Oh, no lyrics. It's just instrumental. Oh, a fade out? What in the world? Okay. So before the beat dropped, it was kind of giving like about to march into battle in a black and white film. And then the beat dropped and it became modern. I don't know what to take from that interlude. And I don't think I will know what to take from that interlude until we find out where we're going from here. So let's go. Next up is black bathing suits. She's always talking about a bathing suit. She's always talking about a black dress. Black bathing suit when 2 worlds collide. Here we go.
Grenadine, quarantine, I like you a lot.
Oh, the pandemic hit? Is that what the interlude was for? We're gonna talk about this now? Okay, interesting considering this came out fall 2021. Chemtrails came out spring 2021, but this wasn't really talked about too much on Chemtrails from what I can remember. But we're going straight into it now.
Target parking lot.
I love the piano in this album. The last couple albums, the piano has just been it.
I want a boyfriend. Someone to eat ice cream with and watch television.
The simple things.
Is when I'm being honest. I'm tired of this shit.
I think we can all relate to that.
The only thing that still fits me is this black bathing suit.
Yeah.
Looking at me, looking over at you. Real cute.
Real cute.
He said I was bad, let me show you how bad girls do.
Whoa.
No one does it better. Sweet magazines.
Okay. That was a very experimental chorus? I don't know. The structure of these songs is also very experimental. I'm always like, because usually a song is like intro, verse, pre-chorus, chorus, verse 2, pre-chorus, chorus, bridge. You know what I mean? I never know where we're at in a Lana song because it's always so different. But that production was interesting. That production was almost anxiety-inducing to me. It was messy. Clearly it was meant to be. It was chaotic. Oh my god. The only thing that still fits me is this black bathing suit. Is just that I've never heard anything more relatable. I actually own a black bathing suit. I've never grown out of it. It's the one thing that has fit me over the last couple years as well. But okay, I like this song. He said I was bad, let me show you how bad girls do. Okay, so we're being fun and cute and flirty. We're having our own little bubble. We'd mentioned that the pandemic hit. We want to focus on the simple things. We want a boyfriend. We want to just live in our black bathing suit and be comfortable and be, what did she say? Real cute. Real cute. Why is real cute so cute?
Well, there's a price on my head. It's nothing to do with them. It's my karmic lineage.
What does that mean?
Friends with my mother.
Oh, yeah.
I still love my dad. I guess I'm complicated. My life's sorta too. I wish you could see to my soul through this.
Oh. No, I I'm not over it. I wish you could see to my soul through this black bathing suit, because at the beginning, when she's talking about kind of creating her little comfortable bubble within this pandemic, the black bathing suit was that comfort on her body. You know the phrase, you have to learn to be comfortable with the uncomfortable. A lot of that rings true when you're getting to know someone new and you're getting to the hard topics that she's listing about herself. Like when you start talking about some really dark things and real things about your past or who you are and what you've been through and what you deal with still and all of that kind of stuff. It's kind of like losing the black bathing suit that you put on for comfort, being okay with losing that as a buffer and seeing right through it into each other. She is so great at picking such a random, never done before metaphor and turning it into something really creative in her music.
Looking at me, looking over at you, real cute.
Guys, I love that. Oh, this part messes with my brain though. This production. I like that shouting. I'll show them. Ooh, she said, they say I did something bad. They said I was bad. I'll show them what bad girls do. Okay, Lana. Ooh, I love that. She said you paid for these. Oh my god. Damn. Is that change in the back? Is that money? Thanks for the shoes, she said. That's a funny way. You know what? Can you please tell me what happened? Like, why did the world turn on her? I have no idea. I think I want to know. Please tell me what that was all about, because what a song to write. What happened that led to the making of this song? She's crazy and I love her. She said, thanks for the shoes. Your interest really made stacks out of it. What an icon. It's interesting that she started it with like the simplicity of like the simple things that she wants in life, and then that makes her saying your interest really made stacks out of it in the end very tongue-in-cheek, because we know at the end of the day she would be just fine without the extra cash and the nice shoes. But it's very tongue-in-cheek for her to point out that it was their making that got her those things that she didn't feel bothered to have in the first place anyways. But hey, thanks. I like the energy of this song. Next up is If You Lie Down With Me. Are we surprised it's starting with piano? And very short intros to these songs for this album too.
Put your red boots on, baby, giddy up.
Giddy up,
baby,
girl.
You dance, baby, get away.
Oh, we're about to yeehaw.
Told me twice to treat you like a holiday.
She really just wants someone to dance with her. That's all she needs. Someone please dance with this woman.
Just do what you do best with me. Dance me all around the room. Spin me like a ballerina super high. Dance me all around the moon. Light me up like the 4th of July. Once, twice, 3 times the guy I ever thought I would meet. So don't say you're over me. You lie.
Well, why is he saying that? This is so cute. Don't
lie down, lie next to me. La, 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 la.
This might be my favorite one so far. Ooh. Wow. No, because I just want someone to dance with me. So like I can relate. But also these cute little things she's singing about, and it's stressing me out. Like it's too cute. The song's too cute for her to also be like, why are you trying to say you're not into me anymore? Because you're lying. Why is he trying to leave us? I'm too invested in this song.
And don't say you're over me.
Don't. I'll cry.
When they all know that you ain't.
I'm too fragile for this song right now.
If you lay down, lie next
I love this part.
Dance me all around the room.
And she's about to say, dance me all around the moon.
Like a ballerina super high. Dance me
That like moany, breathy vocal in the back, right here. Ah, I love that. Ooh, give me a long, ooh, outro. I love this. Is there a drip drop happening? Drip drip? Do you hear that? Ooh. Wait, why is this gonna make me cry? Wait, the instrumental is gonna make me cry because it's giving like dance on the sidewalk, dance around the moon vibes. Like this is so cinema. Oh, and then it ends just. I need. I need a music video and I need to see her dancing with like literally Fred Astaire on the moon to that outro because that was beautiful and I just know it would make for a beautiful dance. That was my favorite song of the album. It really snuck up on me too. I was like, oh, this is cute in the beginning and then it just kept hitting me harder and I don't know what in the world happened there at the end with me getting emotional from the instrumental. I don't really do that. Okay. Favorite song so far. Got it. Oh, next up is Beautiful. This is one of those that I was real curious about. When I hear this title Beautiful, I think Christina Aguilera, you know? It's kind of like when Olivia did Teenage Dream, everyone thinks Katy Perry. It's very bold to pick a song title that has already been claimed by the world through another musician. Also, Beautiful is just such a simple word that I'm just curious about what she has to say. Oh. That feels kind of like Christmas. It's like diamonds raining.
Let's keep it simple, babe. Don't make it complicated.
Also, her saying a couple songs ago that she's extremely complicated and so is her life. Then she's telling him, don't make it complicated. Girl.
Don't tell me to be glad when I'm sad.
Yeah.
I really hate that.
I think everyone does. Let's not do that to people.
If I could be more like you, I would, but I can't, and I'm glad about that.
Wow. If I could be more like you, I would, but I can't, and I'm glad about that. It's like she knows the things that she would do for this man. She knows that she loves him so much she would change herself, but that's her heart talking, and her logical brain is like, it's a good thing I can't become more like him because I don't want to lose myself in him, even though my heart tells me to do just that.
What if someone had asked, Castle not to be sad, never known who he was or the man he become, there would be no blue period. Let me show you how sadness can turn into happiness. I can turn blue into something beautiful. Beautiful like you.
I have a feeling that he's always been beautiful without having had to make it there. I don't know, that's what it's giving. If he doesn't understand, like, her when she's sad, and he just is like, no, don't be sad, just be happy. It's, first of all, not that simple, but also, it's okay to let yourself be sad, because not only is it healthy, but it's also creatively can turn into something really special. Another simple concept for a song that I didn't know I needed for Miss Lana Del Rey.
Don't turn me into something I'm not. There's no way to sustain. It seems either way it makes you mad. So I'll be who I'll be. If you think that that's cool, then I'll take you back.
That's bold of her. No, because that's bold of her, girl. Let's not take him back. How about let's not take him back? Anyone that tries to change you, trying to change someone is a rookie mistake. And if you're still trying to change people when you're in your 30s, mid-20s even, grow up and start looking inward, please. Unless it's like, obviously, you're trying to change them to help better themselves. Although, that's maybe what he thinks when he looks to her because she wallows in her sadness and he could see that as something that isn't good for her, but she's like, no, you don't get it. This is just how I am, and I'm happy with that. You have to accept that she's happy with that. Obviously, if we're talking to drug addiction, and you're like, maybe we should change this drug addiction you have, and they're like, but it makes me happy. That's different, okay? You get what I'm trying to say.
I can turn blue into something beautiful.
You know, I hope we're not still with this man Oh, we're not. I think someone told me she is single nowadays. So yeah, I hope this man got the message. And she said it in such a nice way. You know, this could have been an angry song, because at its heart, it's about a man who's trying to change her into something that she's not. And we've all heard many a song that is about that, and they can go pretty hard and be pretty angry. But the vibe of the song is the exact opposite. It's like she genuinely wanted to speak to him and make him understand her better, while also being gentle and calling him beautiful. Like, she accepts him and she thinks he's beautiful. Why can't you accept me and everything that comes with me and think the same and understand what's happening inside here? Next up, track 8 is Violets for Roses.
There's something in the air. The girls are running around in summer dresses.
Love the vibe.
The masks off and it makes me so happy. And the bookstore doors are opening and it's finally happening.
Oh, I could cry. I could cry. Yeah, because I remember this feeling too. It was really exciting because 2020 and 2021, specifically 2021, even 2022, half of 2022 as well, was really, really dark for me, like the worst of my life. These little things that you see starting to fall back into place, these little things you used to take for granted coming back again, is really special. Dear God, can I take this song? Can I handle it?
Ever since I fell out of love with you, I fell back in love with me.
Isn't that how it always goes?
Does it feel sweet, like a summer breeze, sparkling just for me.
I love that melody.
You made me trade my violets for roses. You tried to trade in my new truck for roses.
Oh.
God knows the only mistake that a man can make is trying to make a woman change and trade her violets for roses.
So violets must be her favorite flower. Mine is tulips. This man she's singing about is kind of giving the man that was sung about in Chemtrails.
There's something in the air. I hope it doesn't change, that it's for
Yeah.
the beginning of something big happening.
How many times did we think it was getting better and then it ended up still getting worse, and then we were like, oh, maybe it's getting better again, and then it got worse. It was like you start forgetting how to be hopeful. Everyone turned into a cynic, and that cynic that grew in us during that time has stuck with a lot of us as well, which is unfortunate.
Since I fell out of love with you, I break dance to the backbeat. And God, does it sound sweet?
I love this song. This is another favorite already.
You tried to trade in my new truck for roses.
I hear she's in her horse girl era again though.
With their masks off, and it makes me so happy.
That's another song that balanced really well, like a personal experience with the global experience, where she was singing about this man and how he changed her, and she allowed that to happen, and now she's found her way back to herself again. These girls in the street, the world changed them, but they're deciding to come back to themselves and be brave again and be who they want to be without feeling the constraints of any outer force whatsoever. It's all about freedom in the end, and being who you want to be and loving what you love again and not being afraid to do it. You don't realize what you've got till it's gone type of thing, and that's what this relationship, it seemed, did for her as well. Double time. Obviously, I'm sure she had that experience with the pandemic. I really love that parallel that's being made here. I think it was done really seamlessly and beautifully. Track 9. We got a little star next to track 9. Does that mean it was a single? This is called Dealer. Let's see if it sounds familiar. Oh.
Please don't try to find me through my dealer. I get lost in the ether.
I check it, I wreck it, I turn it around.
Gave you all my money, gave you all my money, gave you all my money, gave you all my money.
Where was that about to go?
I don't wanna live. I don't wanna give you nothing, 'cause you never give me nothing back. Why can't you be good for something? Not one shirt off your back.
Okay, I'm sorry. What's going on? Who was that? Who was that at the beginning of the song? I don't see a feature. It features uncredited vocals from Miles Kane, as well as writing credits from Kane. Okay. Why uncredited vocals? That's interesting. I wonder what went into that choice. Because that was a jump scare. I was like, who's this man singing to me right now? Also, wow. So my brain has to catch up with the fact that Miles is singing the start of this song. Okay, Miles, I see you. And then Lana's scream singing at me like I've been begging her to do for her whole career. She's finally giving that to me. I'm going back and listening to that again because this is exactly, oh, I'm going to be screaming this song in my car. Oh, I'm going to be screaming it. I love the soulful feel of this song too. And I love like slow anger in a song. Let me hear that again, Lana.
I don't wanna live. Why can't you be good for something?
That's such a cruel lyric. Why can't you be good for something?
One shirt off your
Please don't try my doctor either.
A dealer and a doctor. What a contrast. Oh, yikes.
I gave you all my money, gave you all my money, gave you all my money, gave you all my money. I don't wanna live.
I love this so much. Oh, I love it so much.
I gave you nothing. Why can't you be good for something?
What are those numbers?
Now you've got
That's not a phone number.
the circuits are busy. You're high.
Not my father.
Goodbye. The circuits are busy.
You're high, not you're high. He ain't been home for years. Wow. Yeah. Wow. You know, that song didn't feel like the rest of this album. That song felt, that just was like a complete vibe change from what was happening for the first half of this album. If that's what the next half of the album is gonna sound like, I'm here for it because I love soul. I love soul and I love sensuality in music. And there was like, oh, when you mix anger and sensuality, wow, that was so different and I'm here for it. I really liked it. I was just so taken aback by the stylistic change and the vocals and the style of the song that I didn't pay too much attention to the lyrics, if I'm honest. I mean, it seems to be about somebody who's trying to get to them and they're just not available. And they're like, don't try to call this person to get to me. Don't try to call this person to get to me. Don't try to call this person to get to me. Moral of the story, we don't want to talk to you. I love a Leave Me Alone song. Next is track 10, Thunder. Oh, back to piano. Okay, and strings. Oh, we're back to piano and strings. Okay, maybe Dealer Oh, spooky strings. Maybe Dealer was a one-off? I don't know.
Got us in a week. That's why you're visiting. You act like
Guitar. It's been a minute.
when you're with all your friends. But I know what you like. When the party ends, just do it all.
I like those high strings paired with the guitar.
You're all like
Oh, I like this change in the production. Oh, it's pretty. It's scratching an itch.
and you, my friend, half cut when it begins. And you try to see the bright side when each new day begins. But you're not satisfied.
Ooh. At at the rainbow's end. You're not satisfied at the rainbow's end. There's a lot of people like that. I think there's not even just a lot of people like that. I feel like we've kind of always all been there. I don't know. Sometimes you have to learn what you really want. And when you don't know what you want, any satisfying ending, any rainbow's end just doesn't feel like enough because you don't realize what you're looking for. But also I love that change in lyrics from you are so Mr. Brightside with your friends, and then it changes to you try to see the bright side and each new day begins, which is two very different things, you know, because she says you're so Mr. Brightside with your friends, but I know who you really are. You're an optimist. You're just trying to find hope in this world like the rest of us, even though you pretend not to. Ooh, I'm obsessed with the strings in this song. Ooh. Tell him. Lana is not a very patient person. She's like constantly waiting for people to catch up to where she's at, to her vibe, what she's already figured out. That's so interesting. If you're on fire, just keep burning. Because some people are afraid. Some people are afraid of that intensity within themselves. And Lana's the last one to do that. And the advice she's giving in this song is the most Lana advice you could ever get. And it's the constant theme with her of just live in the moment, don't be afraid, full send, let's go. That song was fine. It was okay. It was nice, it was pretty, it was vibey, but nothing, I don't really have much to say about it at the same time, so take with that what you will. Next up is Wildflower, Wildfire. Oh god, lots of themes of fire in this album. I'm guessing because of the California fires that were going on at the time. Makes sense that we're on this nature theme, but also on the destruction that fire can bring. But also it seems like in Thunder, the acceptance of fire that you can have and make the best of it at the same time.
Here's the deal. 'Cause I know you want to talk about it. I promise you like a million tomorrows. I'll lie down like a bed of wildflowers. Baby, I've been running on stardust alone for so long.
Oh, running on stardust. First of all, she's making promises. She knows what she can bring to the table. Love that for her. Running on stardust. Like, when I think of stardust, I think Peter Pan, and I think Tinkerbell, and I think magic and imagination and hope. This is very much an album of hope and how to accept it rather than allow it to drain from you. But running on stardust, running on only stardust, rather than something more concrete, is definitely exhausting after so long if you're not taking flight eventually because of it.
Fire, hot weather, hot coffee. I'm better with you.
Ooh, I like that.
Strange, but it's true, darling. Baby, I'll be like a wildflower. I live on sheer willpower. I'll do my best never to die into something that burns.
And like burns you, yeah. Because there's the difference between, like, she says she's comparing herself to a wildfire and these wildflowers, and she wants to find the balance of both to create like this special energy for this person. And it's a hard thing to do without accidentally burning them. It's a big task. Also, I just want to say, her saying that she's like been running off of sheer willpower or something, which I live on sheer willpower, she said. I just recently watched for the first time The Haunting of Bly Manor. 1000% would recommend. But Lana reminds me so much of a character from that show who is also made up completely of sheer willpower. And if you know that show, you know it, but I can't say who I'm talking about in the show because that would spoil the show if you want to watch it and you haven't seen it. Watch The Haunting of Bly Manor and tell me by the end of it that one of the characters doesn't give you Lana vibes, because they will. She will.
Here's the deal,
Oh, I like this part, how she says it.
'cause I know you want to talk about
Because
it.
I know you want to talk about it.
You say there's gaps to fill.
There always will be. There always will be. What do you mean?
My father never stepped in when his wife would rage at me.
Oh.
So I ended up awkward but sweet.
I feel that. When you grow up in an environment where you're constantly afraid, afraid might be a strong word to use, especially if you're sensitive and you're just worried and you're a people pleaser. How did you become a people pleaser though? Let's talk about that. To know that she in her youth was constantly being screamed at, apparently, by her mother. Interesting that she called her father's wife. I don't know if that could allude to a stepmom or her real mother, and she's just that far removed from her mom that she doesn't talk about her as her mother so much if she can help it. But to live in an environment where you're afraid that anything you do or say will be cause to get yelled at, and even someone that you love and you would hope would stick up for you, in this case your father, doesn't do that, stands by and lets it happen, what can you do as a kid? Smile and nod and try not to get yelled at again? Awkward but sweet. It's like she doesn't know how to handle some social situations because she doesn't want to set anyone off by accident, and so she keeps sweet to prevent what she dealt with when she was younger from happening again.
Comfortably numb, but with lithium came poetry, and baby, I've been running on a star trip by feet for so long. But I learned not to turn into wildfire to light up your night, baby. I'm like a wildfire.
I love this production. Wow, I really love the production of this album overall. She said, here's the deal. I make a promise not to burn you, not to yell, not to lose control, not to get upset like some people did to me when I was younger. He taught her a lot of that. What is it? Self-control? Is the self-control something to learn from? He seems like this person she's singing about was a very calm force in her life that taught her a lot, that taught her to keep burning from within without burning others, and that those two things can happen at the same time, and that is really beautiful. And I'd never really thought about anything like that before, because when you think like, be nice, be kind, sometimes that can translate into be a pushover, let people walk all over you. And the title just does just that, wildflower and wildfire. The wildflower is like the innocence and the beauty and the sweetness, and the wildfire is still like that candle, that flickering flame that's always going to live inside of her, and that I hope never goes out. And it's really cool to see those two sides of her come together into a balance, and that she learned that she can be both at once rather than one or the other. Next up is Nectar of the Gods. This title is really interesting to me too. This was one that I was close to picking as my claimed song.
What reward is this nectar of the gods? Heroin, gold in my veins, you in my thoughts.
And this is Cruel.
I call you up twice, hang up the phone, call again, I wanna talk. I get wild and fucking crazy like you never knew.
Wild like you never knew. I can't imagine, because I know Lana can get wild, but she's warning this man about, I can get wild on you like you could never ever imagine. I'm a little scared, but also I kind of love it.
Fucking crazy like the color blue.
Blue again. Blue is such a constant metaphor for her. Ooh, we changed. Cruel and sweet. Ooh, Honey on the Vine is beautiful.
School kid dreams came true, then passed in the night.
Yeah.
I used to dream about people like you, now I don't know why.
Oh, yikes. Oh, yikes. Wait. Wait, what is happening? What is she doing? Because she starts the song singing, "What cruel world is this?" And she sings all these things that sound exhilarating and nice. And then she starts the next one with, "What sweet world is this?" And it's the opposite. It's all of these nice things actually not being what she thought they would be.
Just get high.
It's too much to think about sometimes.
Get wild on you, baby.
I like this part.
Get wild.
This is my favorite part.
Fucking crazy like you never knew.
An instrumental bridge.
Once I found my way, but now I am lost.
Oh no. Oh no, she's lost. Okay. I'm nervous. I'm nervous for her. I just want her to be happy. When you listen to this much music and you consume this much about somebody and this much art from someone, you wish the best for them. And honestly, like this song out of the whole album so far, I feel least connected to, or I feel like I had the least amount of understanding for. I just didn't connect to it immediately. I didn't understand it immediately, and that's okay. Maybe it's going to take a couple more listens. But ending like that, like maybe it makes sense with a song like Arcadia. You know, she felt lost enough on the West Coast that she mentioned leaving for a new Arcadia. Maybe this song is around the same timeline as that moment for her. But I just know how much she loves the West Coast, so like her feeling lost and not feeling like she belongs there anymore is a really sad thing to hear about because she just loves it so much. Yeah, I don't know. And specifically, this whole chorus of her saying, "I get wild on you, baby. I get wild and fucking crazy like the color blue." Wild can mean a bunch of different things. Like, I just wonder what she means by that. I don't even understand the basic chorus, which is, I think, maybe why I'm not connecting. What does she mean by "I get wild on ya"? Like upset? Like loses her temper? I find that an odd thing to sing about after a song like Wildflower, Wildfire, where she's learning to find a balance within herself and not burn others. Or is it wild on you, like her freest self, not holding back whatsoever? I don't know. Let me know your thoughts on this song, your interpretations of this song, and how you think this one fits into the rest of the story that's being told in this album, because it's not connecting with me right now. Next up is track 13, Living Legend.
Blackbirds will sing in the same key as you play in the shoes that I bought you.
This is probably totally unrelated, but her singing in which one was it? I think Black Bathing Suit, when she was singing about like how the haters are the ones who bought her shoes, so thanks. And now she's singing about buying someone else's shoes. You know what? She's very much a take and give it forward type of person, I think.
All the things you do,
I like this build up.
and the ways you move, but I never said, 'cause you're my living legend.
That is some high praise. Oh, when she sings like this about someone, I want to know who they are.
But you never cared about my name, and darling, I never meant to defy you.
What did she do?
I got guns in the summertime.
Guns in the Summer. Is that a lyric from Florida Kilos back on Ultraviolence Deluxe? Guns in the summertime, chicka cherry cola lime. Guns in the summertime. But now she's added on horses too. What an enigma.
And horses too.
Again, this is all about her finding a balance within herself again. She doesn't have to completely change. She can be everything.
I was just living on the edge, right between heaven and hell. And I'm tired of it.
Ah, oh my god, that is tiring.
My living legend.
Oh, is she gonna say why, how I want her to? That's an electric guitar screaming why?
My living legend.
Listen, you guys, when I saw the whys coming up in the lyrics, I was like, ooh, because we know she incorporates it the same way through a couple of different projects where she does the why, and then an electric guitar was screaming at me. So I liked it, but it took me a second to understand what in the world was happening. This song is pretty and it's cute. It's pretty. It's a little sad. It's melancholic. It's rethinking who she is and who she's been, and I think she's thinking a little too hard in this song, and it's sad to hear. There's a lot of overthinking happening in this song, which makes it also very relatable. But also, like, the story that's being told is very vague, and I don't know yet if the song is going to drop lower for me over time because of that vagueness, or if it's gonna allow me to attach myself to it because of the vagueness in a personal way and bring it up. I don't know yet. Next up is Cherry Blossom, which is my claimed song, so I hope it's a good one. I hope I like it.
What you don't tell no one, you can tell me. Little ghost, tall, tan, like milk and honey.
Little ghost, tall, tan, like milk and honey, because ghosts, like the white of a ghost, and the milk and the honey is tan. And milk and honey is just such a pretty little phrase. Oh, I love it.
Push you high, cherry blossom on your sycamore tree.
Oh.
Dandelions in your hair, baby. And when you're scarred, I'll be right here. Mommy is there.
Mommy is there?
It's a cool
Okay, okay.
little ghost blonde hair with lemonade tea. There's much to learn. Push you high, Angelina, on your sycamore tree.
What does that mean, Angelina? This was another pretty little poetry song vibe. And what I really love, I think my favorite thing about this song is how we changed. I love a little lyric change. We went from little ghost, tall, tan, like milk and honey, to little ghost, blonde hair with lemonade tea. It's interesting to me that we started as tall and tan and then went down to little ghost. Being tan and having that milk and honey together, and then going down to blonde and lemonade, which are both light, whereas the blonde and tan add some dark. Getting tan is a sign of having been out in the sun and having experienced something. Little ghost, blonde hair with lemonade tea, then followed up by there's much to learn. Before it like kind of insinuates to me that at their barest soul, they're just blonde hair with lemonade tea. They have yet to learn and grow into the milk and honey. This is a really sweet song. It's a really vulnerable song. I don't know what it means when she says, I push you high, Angelina, on your sycamore tree. Don't know what that means, but her being a cherry blossom and him being a sycamore tree is maybe one of the cutest things I've ever heard. All right, we are down to our closing track, which is called Sweet Carolina. I think we've only had one other, well, I wonder if this is going to be like talking about Carolina as a woman or Carolina the state. She does love doing a state call out, although we've only gotten Oklahoma earlier in the album. Maybe we're due for another state call out.
Don't have to write me a letter, 'cause I'll always be right here. Closer to you than your next breath, my dear.
She just knows how. Already the beginning of this song and the last song, Cherry Blossom, and there's many more songs in her discography. She knows how to write a song that just feel like a hug. She knows how to write a warm hug song, and it's messing with me because it's gonna make me want to hug her if I ever were to see her, but I don't know this woman and I can't do that.
And you say that you're scared might be unprepared for half in the bed.
We all are. You're never prepared for the blues.
If things ever go wrong, just know this is your song and we love you.
Oh, I want this to be my song. Who got to have this song? Whose song is this?
Crypto forever screams stupid boyfriend. Fuck.
Fuck you, Kevin! Wait, I wasn't ready for the turn the song took. Oh my god. You name your babe Lilac Heaven after your iPhone 11. Crypto forever screams your stupid boyfriend. Fuck you, Kevin. Oh, Lana, I love you.
Just dance in the night if you get
Mhm.
those baby.
That's a vibe. That's my policy. You gotta dance when you're sad.
Jason is out in the lawn and he power washes every time things go wrong. If you're stressed out, just know you can dance to your song 'cause we got you.
Oh, that's so special. Also, the power washing to de-stress is so real.
You've got us, we've got you, so there's nothing to lose, and we love you. So don't write me a letter closer to you than your next breath might be.
Imagine this song being written for you. This girl won. And I'm guessing it's called Sweet Carolina. So I'm guessing that it's for a girl named Caroline or Carolina, right? And in the writing credits, there's a girl named Caroline Grant. Isn't that Lana's real name? Is this for a girl named Caroline that Lana is related to? Tell me the story. But also, can we just also all pretend that this is for us? Like, I get it, Sweet Carolina, you won, but like, I will be pretending the song is for me. Oh man, that was Blue Bannisters. Wow, this was different. Every album of hers is different from the last, with common themes, but production-wise, she does love to do experimental things. I could see Chemtrails and Blue Bannisters have somewhat of a similar vibe, where it's more stripped back and down to earth, it feels, rather than big production. And the simplicity of the themes have also not been lost on me, but just because we're talking about simple things doesn't mean they're uncomplicated either. Simplicity is very much complicated if you allow it to be, because it's hard to reach that. Am I talking English? Am I making sense? Sometimes I think that I just am talking out of my ass when it comes to Lana and her music, because there's just no way to put what her music does to me into words. I did like this album overall. I didn't love it overall. And it's the same thing with Chemtrails, where it's just going to be a matter of time to see which songs stick with me, which songs maybe will fall off, which songs will grow when I least expect it. It seemed honestly like a little bit of a step back from Chemtrails. Chemtrails Over the Country Club felt very confident. It encompassed a lot of quiet confidence and a lot of growth in Lana and Lana's character. Whereas this one, she seemed a little bit more vulnerable, a little bit more hesitant, a little bit more aware and afraid of the unknown. She obviously still has that like hope inside of her for the best. She has that fire burning in her like she always does, but there was something about this album that felt like she was standing a little bit on shaky ground, whereas before it felt like she'd finally found her footing. So it's interesting that this came after Chemtrails Over the Country Club, because if I listened to these albums separately and out of order and you told me which one do you think came out first, story-wise and progression-wise, I would think that Blue Bannisters came first and then Chemtrails. We gotta rank. How am I supposed to rank it? The ranking's on the screen right now, I've decided. And I don't know how I did this. It's hard every time, but this is my ranking based off of my first listen of Blue Bannisters. And that is that. Please tell me what your first impression of this album was. Please tell me all of the things that you connect to most within it, favorite lyrics, favorite themes, anything like that. And I will see you guys in a couple weeks for Ocean Blvd. It's going to be out before the Grammys because I'm going to be doing a Grammys stream on Twitch, and we're going to be rooting for Lana and my girl Taylor, but like, Lana needs a Grammy. And I'm so excited to get to Ocean Blvd. You guys are hyping it up. Okay, I'm going to stop talking. Thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I will see you guys next time.